The real question to this is, what challenges did I not, right? I mean, in order to be successful, you have to understand that hard things are gonna happen. You're gonna have to make decisions. Your life is a collective amalgam. It is a mashup of all the decisions that you've ever made in your life. And for me, there are hard times, but here's the thing, like, hard times fortify who you are. You know, it's like doing sprints. I didn't want to do any sprints as an athlete. I didn't want to have to suffer like I did for many, 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 many years. But I did it because I knew it was going to justify. I knew that the time that I was spending doing those sprints was going to give me more energy when it mattered in the final, in the last few minutes of every game. So you have to decide, when hard times come, make sure that those moments, those hard moments that show up in your life are worth it, that you learn and you squeeze every bit of goodness out of it. Otherwise, it's just for nothing. Make sure the hard times are worth it. What gets me up in the morning? Well, first of all, coffee. I love coffee. It literally sometimes gets me out of bed. I'm so excited I get to have a coffee. But the truth is when you've done something like I've done for so many years and fought in a world that wasn't made for you, whether it be we're in a white man's space of professional sports, and then seeing in my retirement how I needed to recreate myself to be able to pay my bills and my mortgage at the end of the month. Every morning I wake up and I think, okay, what can I do today to fight for women? What can I do today to make women have more of a chance at an equal existence on this planet? Not a bad thing to wake up to, right? You should too find your purpose. Find your passion. This is not about a job. It doesn't matter really what I'm doing, because I know everything that I do is in line with that purpose. And as long as you figure out what your purpose is, you will be able to sort through what kind of work that you do for your life. Of course, I've doubted myself and my abilities. I'm a human being. Especially during the early parts of my career, or the times where I would go from one team to another team, especially when that team was a little bit better or a little bit older. These are the moments that I like to talk about and call level up moments. They're designed to challenge you. They're designed to test you. They're designed to make you feel uncomfortable. They're designed so that coaches can evaluate you and see how you respond when the going gets rough, when people around you are faster and stronger and more experienced. How will you respond? Will you take your ball and go home? Or will you show up the next day having learned a little bit the day before? Will you continue to show up the following day? For me, and for everything in my life, I attribute it to never quitting, to always going back that next day. I mean, the truth is, when you are given one of those chances to grow, one of those leveling up moments, you have to ask yourself, are you going to quit? And I'm here to tell you that you can always quit. So why not just keep going? I attribute so much of my success to the time that I spent and shared building the foundational elements of learning how to be a good teammate. I know that every sport requires different amount of teammates and asks different things of you, but they all deal with problem solving, personality differences, things that you need as a standing adult that can make good decisions and build a beautiful life for yourself. Being an athlete is an identity that I am not just proud of, but I continue to wear in every state of my life. Though I don't play professional sports, I am still an athlete. I'm an athlete in my mind. I'm competing all the time. And especially for little girls who are told to be quiet and be grateful for what they have, competition in the sports world is non-gendered. Winning is what is important, right? So going out there, doing your best and making it worth your while and worth your time by coming home with a win. For me, sports is everything. That's why my kids play sports, and hopefully my grandkids too. If I could give my younger self any piece of advice, what would it be? I mean, I feel like as an adult, you learn a lot that you wish you knew when you were younger. But everything that I've done, and especially the mistakes that I've made, I needed to learn those lessons when I learned them, right? So for me, I would like to tell my younger self, hey, Abby, you don't have to worry. It's gonna be okay, no matter what. I think a lot of my career, I worried about outcomes and winning so much and a legacy, and was I doing it right? And I was just always concerned with making sure that the outside world was approving of me. And the truth is I only need my approval, and so do you. You only need your approval. Just remember that. The truth is that I had a love-hate relationship with the sport of soccer. First of all, whenever I was not fit, I hated it. And whenever I was fit, I loved it. So I think that towards the middle end of my career, and I really figured out my fitness and what I needed to do to be on the field and play my best and to have that fun and enjoy the time. When I knew how I needed to train and how to be a professional, that for sure changed my life. And then on the other side of it, some of the players that I got to play with were such role models: Christine Lilly, Christy Rampone, Mia Hamm, players who in some ways I looked up to a lot of my younger life and then got a chance to play with in my adult life. And then as a coach, my favorite coach that I had to play with is Pia Sundhage. She really saw me. She allowed me to turn into and become the player that I ended up becoming. She instilled that kind of confidence in me. And from her, I was able to see somebody who experienced more joy being a part of the game of soccer. Just watching her love for the game made me love the game a little bit more.